Well, hey everyone, my name is Chelsea Carr, and welcome to In the Healing. So, on this day, April the 20th of the year 2020, in the era of COVID-19, hanging out in quarantine. So, something kind of miraculous happened. My dad, who is 75 years old, he's having to pretty much like hang out at home and not see anyone. And he's a pretty like extroverted fellow, so he's struggling a little bit. And wildly enough, he is requested from me to make him a yoga video, which in all of my years never thought would have ever happened. So I'm like super happy to create a chair yoga class with my dad in mind. So, Dad, if you don't already have your jorts and your crop top t-shirt on, now's the time to put it on. Um, so we will be, like I said, using the chair. You don't have to have a mat. I have a pillow back here. At some point, we're going to be down onto our knees, and so that'll give us a little bit of extra cushion. If you have had knee replacements and you just like, that's not going to be for me, I will have another option available for you as well. Yeah, so this class really is for anybody and everybody. But I will be having my dad in mind. And so with him, he's got some issues with his feet, his knees, his hips, and lower back. So we're going to be moving in ways that will be very like kind and compassionate to that. And yeah, so with that said, grab onto a chair that you have that's sturdy and let's begin seated. So all right, come towards the edge of your seat and then find your feet underneath your ankles and then your knees in line with your hips. Perfect. And then just rest your hands onto the tops of your thighs. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and then bring them back and then relax them down. So we want to sit up with good posture. Yeah, just so that we can encourage those muscles that help support us, right? And so I know for my dad, he's been hanging out in his like lazy boy. And so he's been kicking it back. So dad, come up, sit up straight. There you go. You know how. And then press down through your feet gently. So just noticing the muscles of the legs engaging and then relax the legs. So just even notice how there's this like little collapse when we relax the legs. So press through the feet once again, and then even feeling the energy going up the body, lifting through the crown of the head. Yeah. And then close your eyes, or you can just have a soft gaze looking forward, slightly down. Let's bring our awareness to our bodies. So feeling your feet grounding down into your floor. Noticing where your body is connected to the chair beneath you. Notice where your hands are making contact with the tops of your thighs. And then bring your awareness to your breath. And just noticing the action of your breath in your body. So with your inhalations, maybe noticing a little bit of a rise, expansion. And as you exhale, notice the lowering and the drawing in of your rib cage towards your spine. Listen to your breath. Maybe allowing the sound of your breath to be soothing. And see if as you breathe, you can leave your shoulders in a relaxed position and focus more on expanding your belly and your ribs. Take one more breath in And a slow exhalation out. And gently open up the eyes. Perfect. And we'll take seated cat cow. There's lots of funny names for yoga shapes, so I'm just thinking of my dad making fun of me right now. Okay, so inhale, lift your heart up. And on your exhale, round your back. Make space in between your shoulder blades, maybe even pulling on the arms a little bit. Then inhale, once again, look up, lift up the heart. Exhale, round your back, tuck your chin, draw your navel in towards your spine as you exhale completely. And then one more time each way. Inhale, look up, lift the heart. Exhale, round your back. Very good. Sit up straight. And then we will bend our spine side to side. So bring your right hand down onto your chair and then lift your left arm up. You can also bring your hand to the back of your head. So if your arm gets tired, that's an option. And then inhale, sit up straight. Then your exhale, just shift over to the right. So keeping your shoulders squared towards the front. And take another breath in, breathing into the left side ribs. And exhale. One more time. Then use your inhale to lift you back up. Then exhale, lower the hand down. Inhale, right arm goes up. Exhale, lean over to the left. So you just want to lean over just as far as you begin to feel some sensation on your right side body, but not to where you feel any crunching or hunching over. You don't want to slump into the shape. You want to stay lifted and elongated as you arch over. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. Back up, inhale. Exhale, lower the hand back down, and we'll take a twist. So take your left hand, cross it over, grab onto the outer edge of your right thigh. And you can hold on to the bottom of the chair, or you can bring your arm onto the top of the chair. You kind of get to pick and see what works. Depends on how your chair is built. And then sit up straight, breathe in. And then twist from your mid back. Yeah, and so as you breathe in, you ground down through your sits bones, you sit up tall. And then you exhale, rotating a little bit more each time. You can look over your right shoulder. One more breath in, sit up straight. And then twist just a little bit more. Back through center, and we'll switch things out. So right hand crossing over to the left leg, and then grounding the left hand or arm somewhere on your chair in preparation to twist. So sit up straight, breathe in. And then exhale, rotate, look over your back shoulder. And still pressing down through your feet. Breathe in. Exhale, twist. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, twist, exhaling through the nose. Back to center. So we're going to do a little bit of heart opening. So grabbing onto the back of your chair, kind of low, and just squeeze your shoulder blades together and just kind of gently pulling forward into your arms. So notice here and then here. So pulling the heart forward, squeeze the shoulder blades. You can even look up. So it's like a little bit of a back bend in your upper back. Breathe into the back of your sternum. One more time, breathe in. Exhale, slowly release. Bring the shoulders back over the hips. And bring your palms to turn forward. So guiding the thumbs back. So feeling that spiral up your arms, broadening through the collarbones, press through your feet. So this is a seated mountain pose. So notice your lower belly engage as you're pressing down into the floor. And take another breath in and a slow breath out. Now inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, shift your heart forward, swing the arms back, squeeze your shoulder blades. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms go back, heart goes forward. Keep the back really flat. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, swing the arms back, squeeze the blades. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then exhale. Okay, arms are going back up. And let's bring the elbows down in line with the shoulders. So yep, in the same line. Spread the fingers out, hands are over the elbows. Yep, so another little bit of a chest opener here. Press down through your feet, almost like bring your feet actually in a little bit closer. And press down through your feet like you're trying to stand up but don't. Okay, yeah, so it's like you're trying to lift off of the chair. So it's turning up the heat a little bit. There might be some sweat on your brow right now. And take 3 deep breaths. 2. And 1. Relax and release. Roll the shoulders back. And now loop the shoulders forward. Now bring your fingertips to your shoulders and just kind of swim the elbows forward. And then we're going to change the direction. Very nice. Now we relax. So what I want us to do now is we are going to stand up and we're going to shift the chair. Well, maybe not yet. Just come onto the side of your chair. It doesn't really matter what side. And you're just going to rest your hand onto the top of the chair. And then just kind of like before, we took a seated half moon. Now we're going to do a standing. So we might be able to get a little bit more depth. So bringing your feet underneath your hips, toes are facing forward. Tuck your tailbone down so that your pelvis is neutral. And then lift up your left arm or your right arm, depending on what side you are on your chair. So take a breath in and then arch towards the chair. But you want to send your hips in the opposite direction. And again, you don't want to get to a point where you feel any crunching or discomfort in your lower back, but just to where you can feel like a really broad sensation of stretching. You can leave your gaze forward or you can look up to the crease of your elbow and take 3 deep breaths. Stand back up tall, bring the hand back down. And we're going to take tree pose. This is a balancing shape. We're going to still leave the hand on the chair, or you can grab, I have the option to grab onto the side of the chair, which is what I prefer to do, but you just kind of work with what you got. So we're going to ground down through our inner foot. So the leg closest to the chair, and then bring your heel into your ankle, or you can bring your foot into your calf, or you can grab onto the foot and place it onto your inner thigh. I'm going to leave mine at my calf. And then take your hand that's not holding onto the chair and press your thumb knuckle into your sternum and lengthening the fingers up towards the sky. So this is tree pose. So you're grounding down through your standing foot and trying to get really tall through the crown of your head and relax your shoulders down your back. So you can stay here holding on to the chair if you want. You begin to float the hand away. See how that works out for you. You may need to keep coming back to home base, which is fine. You're also welcome to bring your hand up towards your heart to meet your other hand. Okay, so choosing your spot and then committing to 3 more breaths. And gently release. Yeah, I love balancing shapes. And then, kind of saunter, make your way over to the other side, a little style, a little pizzazz. And then we'll set up for this side. So any like bad jokes, we'll just call them dad jokes. And so bring our hand over to the chair, either on top or grabbing onto the side, whatever works for you. And then your foot that is closest to the chair, we're going to root down, make sure that these toes are facing forward. And then bring your opposite foot either into your ankle, to your calf or inner thigh. Just make sure not to place your foot directly on your knee because it doesn't want to go sideways. All right, so finding your tree. Again, you can take an outside hand, bring the thumb into the chest, and then rooting down through your bottom foot, lifting through the crown of your head, relaxing the shoulders down your back. And if you want to try bringing your hands to your heart or float it away from the chair to kind of test your balance, feel free to do that. And engage your lower belly by drawing your navel in towards your spine. That might help a little bit with your balance. And then take 3 more breaths. And we'll let that go. So we're going to shift the chair over to one side of the mat. So you want the back of the chair facing towards you. There we go. We're going to come into kind of like a modified downward facing dog, kind of like a half forward fold. So bring your hands onto the top of your chair and then step your feet back to where you can bend into like a 90-degree. So pressing down in your hands and just kind of allowing the chest to kind of, a controlled like drop down towards the mat. So your feet underneath your hips, toes facing towards 12 o'clock. So you might feel this kind of broadly on the front side of your shoulders. So think about pointing your tailbone towards the back of your mat, the crown of your head towards the front of your mat. So like you're trying to pull those two spaces apart to make more space along your spine. So take 3 more deep breaths. And as you exhale, draw your navel up towards your spine, trying to empty out the lungs as much as you can. Okay, now listen up. This might be a little bit of a challenge here. So we're going to lift up the right leg behind us. So it's got the balance component here. Some strengthening that left leg. Lift your right heel a little bit higher. Flex your right toes down towards your mat. So make sure that your left knee is soft. You don't want to lock out your knee here. Take 3 deep breaths. You've got this. 2. One more deep breath in and then listen up. You're going to step your right foot forward. Boom. We're going to come into a lunge. So you may need to adjust your back foot a little bit. So you want your back heels to stack over to stack over your toes. And then you want to bend your front knee. So I'm going to have to shift my hands back a little bit so that my shoulders are more over my hips. So you want to make sure that your knee is stacked over your ankle or behind it. You don't want your knee to go over your ankle. So make that adjustment. So you can stay here, or you can lift up one arm. You can lift up both arms. Another option is to have your hands like a prayer shape at your heart. If it's a lot of like strain and stress on your shoulders, to have your hands lifted. Or, of course, fingertips can be touching your chair for stability and balance. And take 3 deep breaths. So we're going to come back to our version of downward facing dog. So stepping the feet back underneath the hips, straightening the arms, and allow the heart to descend down towards your mat. Pressing into your hands. Okay, so now the right foot will stay down. We'll lift up the left leg. So this is a warrior 3. So it really doesn't matter how high your left leg is lifted. Like your toes can even be like touching down onto the mat. It could be about halfway, or your heel can be in line with your hip. Doesn't matter. Just make sure your gaze is straight down, the back of your neck is long. And just kind of breathe with any challenges that you may be feeling right now. And we'll take our warrior 3. We'll transition it into a crescent lunge. So we're going to step that left foot forward. And then take our lunge. So you may need to adjust the feet a little bit. So again, we're going to bring our right heel over our toes, left knee either stacked over the ankle or behind. And so the feet should be like on like parallel lines, like railroad tracks, not like a tightrope. So just make sure they're about hip width apart. And then once you feel stable through your feet, tuck your tailbone under, and then maybe you lift your arms up. Maybe you bring your hands to prayer. So just committing to what works for you today and kind of not letting, I should be able to do this, I should be able to do that. Just toss that out and pick the shape that feels most empowering and supportive of where you are right now. Very good. We're going to come back into our downward dog. So adjusting the feet so you can come into about that 90-degree hinge from your torso and your hips. Look straight down. Take 3 deep breaths. And then slowly lift back up to standing. So something I forgot to mention, if you have like a towel or a blanket or like a belt lying around, we're going to use that shortly. So you can press pause, go grab that and come back. Otherwise, we're going to continue. So my dad is a veteran. And so I know that in his life, he's done many push-ups, right? So we're going to bring the push-up back, Dad. So I'm going to demonstrate some options. So this is where the pillow comes into play. So I'm going to place this down. And if that doesn't work for you, if you have a wall or a mantle, ta-da, you can do push-ups. So if that seems like the best option for you, then commit to that. Otherwise, can come down here. So we're going to adjust the chair. I'm going to shift my pillow back a little bit further. I'm going to grab onto the outer edges of my chair, and then I'm going to make my spine long. So I'm going to bring the shoulders back and down. So think of the bottom tips of your shoulder blades like reaching down towards your hips. Yep. So you kind of want to be like a board. And then lower down, bending the elbows, and then press back up. You know what a push-up is. So we're going to lower and lift for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. So we're going to use the chair to make our way back up to standing. Boom, boom, boom. Set the pillow aside. We'll come back to the chair. And so now we're going to turn the chair back to face towards the front so that you can see me. And I'm going to grab onto my band that I have. So your towel or your strap. So this is just a resistance band from physical therapy that I'm using. Literally a belt will work. Pardon me, I have to undo this knot. If you have like a throw blanket on your couch nearby, you can use that as well. So we're going to just do a little bit of stretching of our legs. So whatever you have found, loop it around the foot, your right foot. And then you're going to bend your knee. So you notice just by lifting the leg, you're having to engage your lower belly, which is good. And then we're going to extend the leg. And so you're going to use whatever you have to just pull gently onto the leg. So you should feel a little bit of action on the top side of your thigh, but then also your hamstring stretching. So that's kind of the goal here. So breathing with that. Flex your toes back towards your knee. Breathe in and out through the nose very slowly. Okay, so what's convenient is that we have our foot. So when you're going to bend your knee, see if you can cross your foot over your left leg. Yeah, so this is going to start getting into, so if your leg might be up here, which is fine. We just want to get to where we can feel the stretch on like the right outer hip, T-band. So you don't want that belt, towel, strap, whatever you found to get too far away from you. So I'm just going to leave mine hanging on my foot. So flex your right toes. We're going to sit up straight. And so for many folks, just being in this cross leg figure 4 shape is like, whoo, feeling it, right? So if that's the case, you can sit back a little bit, rest your hands on, you grab onto your chair and just sit up straight. And then breathe. If this isn't really doing much for you, you're always welcome to fold, maybe rest your forearms onto your leg. And if you are not feeling much here, you can even just fold over the leg, dropping the crown of the head down. And because this can be pretty intense, this is an opportunity to kind of notice how you show up and difficulty. So if you're just trying to run away from the sensation, of course, if you're feeling any pain, then we're not wanting pain. We just, discomfort is okay, but we don't want anything sharp or shooting. So if you're feeling uncomfortable, then really focus on your breath. Slow things down. And then just noticing where you're feeling the intensity. And see if you can send your breath there. I know that sounds weird, but it's like sending relaxation into that space where you're feeling tightness and tension. And inviting that area to relax and release, little by little, breath by breath. And if you are folding forward, slowly begin to lift back up. See, now that I got this strap here, it can help me get my foot down. There we go. And then we're going to switch it out. So bring your towel, your strap, your belt, whatever contraption you have. And we're going to lift up the left knee and then begin to straighten the left leg as much as you can. So I'm going to walk my hands up a little bit because mine is a little stretchy. And then flex your toes back to your face. Squeeze the shoulder blades down the back and then relax your shoulders down away from your ears. And take 3 deep breaths. Okay, we can use our strap to guide our foot to stack over the right leg and just let it hang and chill. Flex your left toes. Sit up very, very tall. And then stay here, or you're welcome to bring the forearms forward or drape your torso over your legs and allow the crown of the head to relax down. So just a shout out to everybody who is watching this video who maybe doesn't normally do yoga, and this is all brand new. And so I'm just proud of all of you for showing up and being open to doing something different. And so when we apply that open mind to other areas of our life, it creates lots of opportunities for growth and expansion. And so, yeah, my dad might end up becoming a yoga teacher. Who knows? 5 more deep breaths. Okay, so we're gonna get the foot back down. Yep, and we can go ahead and set that aside. All right, so you can sit back into your chair. So bring your lower back all the way to the back of the chair, relax the shoulders. And so we're just gonna come into a relaxation pose. So you can bring your hands, you can bring your fingertips together. We'll try that. Why don't we do that? Bring your fingertips together and then rest your forearms down into your lap. And so begin to close your eyes. And then notice the sounds around you. Those that are far away, maybe outside of the room that you're in. And just taking a moment to kind of hone in on each one. And then noticing the sounds a little bit closer to you. And then hone in on the sound of your breath. Maybe noticing how it feels at the tip of your nose. The back of your throat. And tune into the sensation of your breath at your heart, the center of your chest. Maybe noticing your heartbeat. And then from there, noticing the pulsation that you're feeling throughout your body from your heart. And then guide your mind's eye to your fingertips. So here, maybe you're even able to notice your pulse in your fingers. You are alive. And then noticing the space in between your hands. And maybe in that space, holding gratitude for your life. That you are fearfully, you are wonderfully made. You are worthy of love. And that your life is a miracle. For you to be right here, right now, listening, breathing. So much is going right within you for that to be possible. Now, with that gratitude in your hands, place your left hand to your heart, and then bring your right hand to your belly. And then breathe into your hands. And let your hands seal that gratitude in. And with eyes still closed, sit back up. Rest your hands onto the tops of your thighs. Bring your shoulders over your hips and just lightly pressing through the feet to lift the heart, lift through the crown of the head. And then bring your hands to prayer at your heart center. Press your thumb knuckles into your sternum. And so, Dad, it's very common for a yoga class to end with the teacher saying namaste and then the students replying back and everyone bowing. And so namaste, the gesture, essentially is that the highest and the best, the good that's in me, my light, sees that same light, that goodness within you, and we bow to that light. So bring your thumb knuckles to your forehead center. Namaste. Well, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you, Dad, for inspiring me to create this for you and other folks so that they can feel good in their bodies, feel a little stretched, a little bit physically challenged, and hopefully I can make a few more for you in the future. So thank you so much.